Yep. You'll have to hold it. Like you did before.
Oh, I like it.
And Rachel will laugh at you.
Who's not
Holding.
gonna laugh at this? Who's not gonna laugh that I have to hold this thing? Feelings. Okay, ready, Jim?
All right, finish with your Morris Albert impression.
Yes.
Nobody else knows who sang Feelings besides me. Okay, here we go.
Welcome to the 101, brought to you by Whiteside Chrysler Dodge Jeep. Nailed it that time, Ryan. I'm here with Dr. Ryan Brown. How are you, Doc?
I couldn't be better if I tried.
We're on Facebook Live. Are you filming me right now talking to you?
Isn't it cool?
That's
Media
amazing.
is amazing.
I like that you have the flash on, so you're blinding me. I want to introduce our guests today from HIIT Fitness, or HIIT Fit Club, excuse me. I wrote that 3 times wrong, and I should have just looked at your sweatshirts.
Representing.
We have Kristina and Robert Richardson. Say hello to everybody listening.
Hello, everybody.
I think that this is going to be really fun because you come highly recommended from Chris from BB Aesthetics. You were watching the show that she was on. That was a train wreck.
I loved it.
Totally fun people. But what I like about this is the whole purpose of the show is to find small business people and to kind of network. Instead of going and handing out business cards, we can just talk for an hour on the radio. So you guys good with that?
That sounds great.
Okay, perfect. So who wants to take the lead? Introduce yourself and tell people a little bit about your background. Oh, we're going to go Robert
Go ahead.
first.
My name is Robert Richardson. I'm originally from Oklahoma. I've been up here since 2004. I grew up wrestling and decided to get into mixed martial arts, and then slowly but surely got into boxing. Worked in the fitness industry for about a decade and decided that I was sick of being hit. So might as well just use punching bags from a fitness standpoint, get punched things, but not actually get hit back.
There has to be a better way to make money, is what you're saying. Than
Exactly.
Get punched in your dome.
Yeah, it can take a toll on your head. So
Well, you don't want to be 50 and still trying to make a living that way, right?
that's exactly
Michael,
it.
another business
You
owner
know
that's
what?
a wrestler.
As soon as he said
Wrestlers rule the ring.
Ryan's favorite thing
They do.
is to talk about wrestling, and I think the last 5 people, maybe even Chris when she was on, were wrestlers.
Yeah, get out.
And it just comes out of nowhere. But Ryan, explain why you think wrestling is important for an entrepreneur.
Man, I think this is like the weekly seminar. I'm going to
It's
talk
not
about
on
wrestling.
purpose.
And
It just keeps popping up, and
Wait,
that's
were you a wrestler?
I was.
Okay.
Yeah, I wrestled all through high school and college, and then I got into the MMA field, and I thought too, boy, there's got to be a better way.
Exactly.
I broke my hand, had too many stitches in the face, and I said, this is silly. But now I'm on the radio, and I don't use my face for a living, so
no.
who would have thought?
You've gone completely the opposite way.
But I have pretty nice ears too, so.
Yeah, I just noticed that. You definitely have put your time in.
Yeah, I mean, cauliflower ear, you can definitely tell a wrestler look right at their ear, and it
My
looks
dad
like a
was always
dog
my
got a hold
coach,
of
and
it.
he said his ears are all mangled. He's like, you're
Yeah.
not going to look like me. And I mean, if I went running to lose weight, whatever, I had to wear headgear.
Yeah,
So, and at the time, I was kind of frustrated because a lot of the other kids didn't.
right.
But then after some time, I'm like, hey, I'm glad I wore my headgear.
Yeah, I wish
sure.
I had more, especially not in practice. I would take my headgear off and drill without it on, and after this one ended up looking as pretty as it does, after I decided that I might as well
Painful
keep wearing
too,
the
you
headgear,
know?
protect the ears a little bit. So.
I gotta ask this since
Yeah.
we haven't really gotten into the business side of things. I'm very curious. Do you drill and all that without the headgear on because it's like a tough guy thing, or?
More of that's just annoying. The piece
Strap?
that the strap will come undone. It was just be annoying. So instead of just taking the extra time to restrap it, I just throw it to the side. So
Because you can always wear one of those Elmer Fudd hats and cover your ears for the rest of your life.
yeah, I mean you can't compete without headgear either. So my coach was real big on, hey, this is the way we compete. So you need to wear it. So he after I learned my lesson and had to have my ear drained, he was like, you gonna wear your headgear now? And I said, yeah, I think it's about time.
I've
So.
just always been curious about it because you can always tell when guys have wrestled for a long time, especially through college, and it's like, why did you do that? But you answer that question. That was not why you're here, though.
No.
What you're here for is about HIIT. So continue. So you come here from Oklahoma with the purpose of doing what?
Originally, my mother moved up here my senior year of high school, so she talked me into moving up here. Moved up here and ended up having a beautiful daughter in 2005. Had her pretty young. She's in 6th grade now, so she's doing great. And then slowly but surely got into the fight game and started doing jiu-jitsu because it was the closest thing to wrestling, and then started doing stand-up fighting, and then slowly but surely ended up in a boxing match I took on a day's notice at the Arnold Classic one time, and kind of fell into the boxing fitness world at that point. So
Cool. Now, Chris, how did you get into this? Do you guys know each other from Oklahoma? I see your license plate out there. It says Oklahoma girl, I think.
that's my mom's. That's my mom's car.
Okay, because I was thrown off because when we walked in, I was expecting one and I got two, but I'm thinking Oklahoma girl. So okay. So Kristina, you are not Oklahoma girl. That's
No,
for the
I am
record.
not. I am from Columbus, Ohio. Actually, I'm from Reynoldsburg. So
Nothing wrong with that. You don't have to defend it.
So so let me explain what HIIT Fit Club is. HIIT Fit Club is a boxing and boot camp fitness studio. We do boxing, we do kickboxing, we do boot camps. HIIT stands for high intensity interval training. I'm sure you guys have heard that word.
I see it on Instagram all the time.
Yeah.
Every girl that's a model does high intensity. Yeah.
Hashtag HIIT. We love that's great for us.
Yeah, when I'm eating pizza, I don't see that and I go, God, that looks really
I'll take two
tough.
pieces now and one in a minute.
That's right.
That's actually a play on words too because of the boxing, like HIIT Fit Club.
Right.
So we've been open for about a year and a half now, but at first people were like, is this HIIT? Is this HIIT? Like, what is this? What do you guys do? So it took us a good year and a half for people to really understand our brand and what we do.
We try to put our logo out as much as possible too. We've got all of our members are glad to wear our shirts and our hoodies, and as we have on right here.
Thank
you. Yeah, one of our members actually designed the logo. I sent him a on the back of a business card something I'd scribbled down, and he said that
we still have that.
He said it looked too yeah, I still have it. He said it looked too similar to a swastika with a circle around it, and that we should probably
Not
change
popular.
it.
That's
and
not a good thing to start with.
Yeah, so I said, and so he fixed it, sent us this logo, and it was amazing. I just thought it was just the font and the overall just design is just a great logo. So
it is cool. So I want to go back to the name. You have to explain it. I think when I was doing the research on you guys, it was a cool thing because it made me, I knew what HIIT stood for, but I wanted to know, I always like to go to somebody's website first before they come here and do it like a consumer would do. How hard would this be to take in? You can look at pictures and all that, but when you came up with the name, were there other names for it, or it was always going to be this?
We did come up with, and to tell you the truth, I can't remember one of the other names. I mean, it came down to about 4 different names at the end of the day when we finally were voting on it between ourselves and our business partners. But what HIIT Fit Club, the high intensity interval training was really taken off, and HIIT, you'd see, as we talked earlier, you see hashtag HIIT on everything. So we knew even if they didn't get it within a year or so, it would be something that most people had heard of. So we just felt like, and like she said, a play on words, it just fit. So
what makes you open this? Because you have a fitness background. Kristina, what is your background?
Okay, so we both actually, him longer, he's been working at fitness clubs for about 10 years. I have been a personal trainer and group fitness instructor for about 5. So what got me into it really is, so I've been a competitive athlete my whole life.
That's what got her into it.
Well, just to give you a little background. So I played sports my whole life. I played travel volleyball. I was gone every single weekend out of the state playing top level competitive volleyball. And then I went to Ohio State, and I would run a little bit and I would lift a little bit, like trying to stay in shape. But it wasn't the same as like the structure from going to practice every day, going to tournaments every weekend. So long story short, Rob and I started dating 6 years ago, and he would be like, come take my boxing class, come take my boxing class, like come take my class. And I wouldn't come, and then finally I went and I died. And I was like, I thought I was in good shape, like I lift, I run. My body was so sore for like 4 or 5 days, and then I became addicted. I started boxing probably 5-6 days a week. And then after about a year of personal training with Rob, him helping me out, because I wasn't the best boxer at first.
She was one of the worst I'd ever seen.
But yeah, it's pretty. He loves to tell that story too.
Because everyone that's worried about doing it, that they can't do it, I do. I bring her up because she really honestly was one of the worst that I'd ever seen. And it did take a year of one-on-one training, but now she's great. She conducts great boxing classes on
And boot camps.
Yeah, I mean she specializes in boot camps, but she does great boxing classes.
Well, I think
as
that's
well.
a good testimony because I think so many people could be intimidated by what you guys do.
Right.
You know, for the average person out there who maybe doesn't have an athletic background, but they want to get in shape, but they're kind of intimidated to go to the gym, and they have people talking about your place, and you know they may hear someone like you who is an athlete go, oh my gosh, I died and I was sore, and then they're gonna be like, oh well, if this athlete's
Right.
sore and dying, I'm not even gonna step foot in there. But you know, it just takes time.
And there's also separation. We have to explain to people that, you know, we're not a fight gym. We're not training people to fight.
That was what I was going to ask. I didn't know if you guys did like, you know, the average person,
Mm-hmm.
or if you guys focused on, you know, actual competitive athletes. Or...
We have a mix of people. We do have people that come to train that are wanting to learn the actual fundamentals of boxing or kickboxing or even wrestling. But they but primarily we are a fitness gym that focuses on using the fundamentals from boxing, kickboxing in a fitness setting. So we don't train anyone to be a fighter per se. I mean, if I know a lot of great fight gyms and would be glad to give them shout outs, but that's not what we do.
So when you start this business, though, what is the catalyst? Is it you just didn't want to work for somebody else? Because again, the reason for this show and the reason you guys are watching it is, one, Chris was on it, and that, again, as I said, that was a mess. But when a lot of people will hold back on starting what they want to do because it's security, it's health insurance, it's all that. But if you were going to start your own business, what I think is fascinating, Kristina, is you weren't even good at this. So, like, this is something you held off on doing, and now you own a business doing something that you were terrible at.
So fitness is 100% my passion. I absolutely love helping people feel good about themselves. I love it. I love the stress relief and getting rid of, you know, a bad day or anxiety or anything. Hitting the bag that's why I became addicted to it for so long. And I saw what we were doing, and I thought we could do it better on our own. It's been the absolute hardest thing that I have ever done in my life.
Running the business.
Yes.
Well, I was going to ask, because there's a lot of people who are passionate about what they do. Did you guys have a business background, or did you guys have to learn all of that from scratch?
Do you want to?
Yeah. So luckily, our business partners, our business partner, I should say, he's very, the things that I and Kristina lack on, he picked up the slack on that end. And then vice versa. So it kind of fell into place because the things that he was looking for in a business partner was everything that we had.
You just have strengths and weaknesses.
Exactly.
Right.
So it weighed out perfectly, and we looked into, you know, doing a franchise from other fitness clubs, and it just didn't make a lot of sense. I mean, we knew it was going to be hard, but we knew what we had. We took the time.
We believed in ourselves.
We grew it. We took graph paper, drew out the design for the club, and ended up putting it in a computer and doing it that way. I mean, from top to bottom, the club was designed by us, and
and that's the thing. Sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
That's the thing that people also don't understand is that it took us a good 2 years before we even opened. It's not like we were like, hey, let's open up a gym. We were open 2 or 3 months. Like, no, you have to write your business plan, you have to get funding, you have to find a place, you have to negotiate a lease, you have to
have customers.
You have to have customers, you have to market, you have to promote. Like, it's a lot, but it's so satisfying.
Did you guys ever get to a point where you felt like maybe you got in too deep over your heads and wanted
Every
to
day.
quit? And,
Every single day.
Yeah.
But it's great.
Were you guys still working on the side, like, to bring an income, or were you guys all in with this?
Now we kind of went all in. So we relied on our savings to live for the first year while we were building up the business. It's something that when you commit to something like this, I mean, we're there 7 days a week. So if I'm not in there, you're going to see her, and vice versa. And more likely you'll see us both in there at the same time. But you know, we open up at 5:30 in the morning. We don't close till about 9:15 at night, Monday through Friday, and then we're open on Saturday and Sunday as well. So I mean, someone's got to be in there and doing the thing. So there's no time to really do anything else. So
Well, that brings me to my next question, because you're the first couple that we've had in 2 years of doing this. What's that like on your personal life? Because you're around each other in a business sense every single day.
Yep.
But then you've got to go home, and you probably, the first year, you probably couldn't spend a whole lot of time just hanging out with each other. Right?
I'll
What's,
answer
go
this
ahead.
one. I'll answer this one.
I like to be deferred right away. Yeah, you do that.
This is when he leaves.
So another interesting fact is that we got married in May 2017, and then we opened in August 2017. So we went straight from like being newlyweds to opening up the club. And I'm not gonna lie, the first year was very hard. There was a lot of fighting, a lot of, you know, are we neglecting the business? Are we neglecting our relationship? Like, we need to find a balance here, which was difficult. I feel like we're in a much better place now, now that we've kind of learned how to balance it, but it's still hard. Like, we have so many members who are like, I could never work with my husband. I love going to work so I can like get away from my husband and kids for 7 or 8 hours.
We're also both really good at separating. I hate to joke about it, but it's the truth. Like, we can be in the middle of a knockdown, drag-out fight, and you can see a member pull up and walking in, and as soon as they walk in, it's, hey, how are you doing? How are the kids? How's, you know, didn't you guys go out of town this weekend? How was that? You know, we just start talking to them and kind of push that all to the backside, and if it's still there, sometimes it goes away. By the time we're done teaching our classes and close up, that fight that we were even fighting about, it's not even there anymore. So that's always good. And if it is there, it's watered down a lot. So
Sure. when you start this business, you have your kind of 2-year plan in place. What are the comments that you heard when you said you were going to do this?
People,
Lots of compliments. I can tell by the way you just snickered that everyone thought it was a great idea.
I did not tell a lot of people, actually. I didn't even tell my parents or my family until we
had the lease signed.
had the lease signed. And then I was like, surprise, guess what? For the past 1.5 years, I've been planning on opening up a gym.
And they haven't spoken to you since?
No, my parents are the biggest supporters. Everyone probably gets so annoyed with them and myself on Facebook because I literally share every single thing from HIITFit because it's my business and my life. But my mom, she's so cute. She buys all the hoodies, all the shirts. She's always sharing our stuff. She's telling people to go in there. So we have a lot of support from our close friends and family, but a lot of people in the industry, you know, thought it was a joke, thought, you know, there's no way that they're going to succeed. But I feel like it's kind of like that with anybody who takes the risk and starts a business.
But that's why I wanted you to say that, because again, everyone we've had on, the perfect example is Meg. When Meg, she is, I don't know how to say it. She's like a hair artist. That's the way she would look at it. And she left a well-established business to start a, what is that thing called? A streamline?
A Windstream.
Windstream, whatever. This big
Airstream.
metal
Airstream.
mobile hair cutting thing. But it's the first of its kind, right? Everyone was kind of attacking her and said, why would you give up the status quo life? You got benefits, you got insurance and all that.
She had a good setup. I mean,
Yeah.
she was running this whole spot.
But every single person that we've had on, somebody has been biting them in the back about their business they've started and it'll never work. The reason we want people to tell that story is I want people to understand, if you're going to start something, you're going to get pushback because people don't understand it. But you have to be passionate about it, but you also have to have some business sense when you're going into it if you're going to grow this thing.
I agree 100%. Right? Like Kristina was saying, our family's very supportive. My mother, if we post something on Facebook, she shares it within 2 seconds. She's very all the time talking about HIIT Fit Club and talking us up. But there's a lot of people, especially the ones that, you know, jump into working for a corporation or a franchise or something like that. There's a lot of pushback from those types of people hearing, oh, you guys are piggybacking off of things that already exist, and we're nothing like anything out there on the market. And in the fitness industry in Columbus, Ohio, there's nothing like HIIT Fit Club. Just absolutely nothing. There's things that might be similar. You might go to some places that they do boxing, or you might go to some places where, it's like jazzercise with boxing bags. But
Ryan
with
goes to those
us,
places.
Yeah.
Ryan loves them.
That's my jam.
but with us, I mean, it's exactly what the name says. It's high intensity interval training. It's the music's blaring. I mean, the trainers are loud, they're energetic, we're moving around nonstop. If there's an exercise that a member can't do, that trainer has 1,000 different modifications for any type of person that works out with us. So
It really is like a really special vibe and atmosphere there. I've worked at a lot of gyms where it's clicky or stuck up, or ooh, there's a new person, let's not talk to them because they don't
I
know
love
what's
those
going
gyms.
on.
Those are my kind of places.
I despise.
So how long did it take from when you guys said, we're doing this, we're creating an LLC or a brand or whatever, how long did it take until you guys started getting paid memberships? I assume you had memberships.
First
Yeah,
day
but
we opened.
Okay.
yeah, we had memberships ready to go the first day that we opened. Some of my old clients that I used to train with years ago followed me. They live in the area, so it worked out conveniently for them. As do we. We're part of the community, so people knew that we were coming. Our neighbors, our friends, and things like that, they knew, and they joined up pretty quick. So within the first year,
We had a grand opening party.
Yeah.
So it was
invited everybody for
everybody
free,
we knew. It was fun,
so.
free classes. We had, how many people do you think signed up on our first day?
I'm not sure, but what's funny about the grand opening is we've been advertising, like August 21st. This is the day we're gonna have our grand opening. Blah blah blah, and obviously with construction things don't go as planned. We walked in there and so we have a huge steel rack that holds each bag weighs 150 pounds, and we have 36 bags that are hanging. So this thing, we walk in there, and they had it. We couldn't put the rack where it needed to be because they hadn't painted the walls. So the rack, we put it together, couldn't bolt it down, had to put it in two sections, and then physically move the rack outside so they could paint the walls. By the time we got done, needless to say, the only thing that was done was the boxing rack and the flooring underneath. That was it. The boot camp, everything was still in boxes. There was no mirrors up on the walls. It was just, but overall it went pretty well. I mean, we had to cancel the boot camp classes that day, but the boxing classes went off without a hitch, and everybody loved it.
So that is not how you envisioned the first day,
Right.
but how did it feel to open those doors for the first time?
It was a great feeling. I mean, everybody was just super excited, that sense of something new, but also something familiar, because a lot of those people that came, they know us and they've worked out with us in the past. So it was a great feeling.
Would you concur with that, Kristina?
I
You're
would.
shaking your head.
So it's really funny because when we say that we designed everything, like the week before, we pretty much lived at the club. We put all the mats down ourselves, all the little puzzle pieces, mats, the turf down. We carried in our squat rack, like everything. Miles, shout out to Miles Domino, my brother, he came and helped. We were there from like 6 a.m. to like 10 p.m. every night. So I was like, this is the hardest I've ever worked in my life. Like we're never gonna open up a second location. This has been like physical labor and all this stuff. So I was just so happy that we were open. I had that relief. I was so happy that people could finally physically be at our space and enjoy it. So, but little did I know that that I thought that was gonna be hard work, and it just more and more and more. But it's more work, but it's more business, and it's more fun every day.
We're almost at break, but can you tell people if they want to see you guys on the web, Instagram, let them know how they can look at it, because if they're listening right now, they can look this up.
Yeah. Definitely follow us on Instagram. It's HIIT Fitness Club, HIIT Fitness Club on Instagram. If you want to search us on Facebook, it's HIIT Fit Club, again, HIIT. If you want to look at our website, we've got videos on there and stuff, so you can kind of see what our classes are like, what the club looks like. It's HIITFitnessClub.com.
I'll add in here too, if you go to our website, we don't hide anything. A lot of times you go to a gym or a fitness club and it's like negotiating to buy a car to get a gym membership. It's there, you can't see the prices anywhere, and they're like very secretive about it. It's all up on the website. So our schedules, class times, you can book your first free class right there on the website, but as well as the membership options. We have bulk classes, we have unlimited classes, month-to-month options, no long-term commitments. So they're all right there on the website.
All right, cool. We're going to go to break, but we're going to come back because I want to get more into your day-to-day, but also I want you to tell people what happens in these classes. You're listening to 101, brought to you by Whiteside Chrysler Dodge Jeep. We'll be right back. Jim, which timer am I looking at?
No, I'm
you're
keeping
keeping it?
track.
Okay.
I'm keeping track for you.
Is there anything you want me to get in specifically? Because I want to talk about the day-to-day. Like,
Yeah,
I really
yeah,
want
yeah.
you to get into that, but I want to make sure that, if there's something specific, some type of event, we can talk about that. Otherwise, we can just go.
January special. You got a January
Oh,
special.
yeah, you might as well hit that.
Let's talk about the January special. Let's talk about the different type of classes. Like, I know we said boxing, kickboxing, boot camp, but I want to actually kind of go into the format more.
Yes.
And then I also want to talk about the atmosphere of the club, like our members. The community and the members is what's most important to us.
Right.
So I want to. It's not about us; it's about them.
That's a lie. And I want you to explain the difference in gym memberships. What I want to start off with is your competitors. If there's nobody like you, that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
How do you differentiate yourself? Because a lot of gyms, like a Planet Fitness, Anytime Fitness, all they're looking for is members that don't come.
Right.
Because if I get you to sign up and it's a monthly fee, I don't really care if you come.
See,
You
we're
guys actually care.
completely opposite. Like with we have.
Hold on, don't tell me.
Yeah, we
Because
gotta
I
wait.
want to be able to react. If you tell me the answer, then I'll be like, hey, remember this, what we talked about during the break? I just want you to tell me naturally.
Gotcha.
Okay. So you're keeping...
We got 28 minutes.
Okay, good.
Unless you want to take a second break.
I would like to go 20. I think we can go 28.
It's going fast.
If it's failing
I thought
miserably,
it was gonna-
it's Ryan's fault. Okay, good.
There you go.
A
Blame the
lot of
doctor.
damage with this water.
Blame the doctor.
We can talk about roofing.
Yeah. Insurance roofing?
That's right. All about insurance all the time. All right, I'm ready to go.
You ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Make that up.
Welcome back to the 101, brought to you by Whiteside Chrysler Dodge Jeep. We're here again with Kristina and Robert Richardson, who now everybody is playing with the microphones while we're doing this. Ryan, what are you doing?
He's helping me out.
I know.
Helping out, man.
I look over and Dr. Ryan Brown is messing with the microphone.
Radio's not much fun if you can't hear us.
Folks are moving
That's a
their
good point.
microphones around.
We are here with the owners of HIIT Fit Club. Again, what I wanted to get into before the break, I said I wanted to talk more about the club specifically. You had mentioned when I said, did anybody say anything negative about what you were doing when you're starting a business? You said there were those people in the industry. And it's more the corporate gym membership or health clubs. What do you call them? I call them gyms. I don't call them health clubs. When someone says health club, I feel like there's a bunch of 80-year-old people in a sauna and they're talking about stocks. When I say gym, I think of something where activity is actually happening.
It's really funny, actually, because we try not to call ourselves a gym. We try to call ourselves a fitness club, because for us, it's all about our community. Like, you belong to something, so you belong to a club. When I think of a gym, I think of a big box gym where nobody knows each other. You come in, you put your headphones on, you do your thing, you leave. At HIIT Fit, we know every single member's name, which I know that's crazy. We've got
250 members.
250 members in the past year and a half, and I can tell you there might be 2 or 3 people's names that I don't know. So we really care about our clients, and it is like you're at a club.
All right, that's a good answer. So, but we can all agree that health club right out the door.
No,
Okay,
yeah,
good.
I think yeah, saunas,
Yeah, no, it's not gross. That's gross.
old weird men.
Yeah. Well, so the gym culture, let's compare that to what you guys are doing, because a gym, the way they make money is you sign up and give me your credit card, and I'm going to take this out the 15th or 30th of every single month, and I really, in order to make money, don't want you to come, because I don't want you to break things, I don't want it to be crowded, but I want your membership dues, right? That is not how you guys operate, right?
Not at all. We operate on. We have a lot of different options as well. So we try to fit every single person's lifestyle, whatever works for them. So if it's somebody that can only make it in, once a week, a bulk class option would be a better option for them rather than spending a monthly fee or prepaying for something that they're only going to use maybe 4 times a month. Then we have a month-to-month option, and it's a straight month-to-month option. You pay 2 months down. If you decide to cancel, it's 30-day notice, and we will be sorry to see you go, but that's the way it is. It's a month-to-month option. And then we have our prepaid options that are at a more discounted rate, 6 months or 12 months. You prepay them, huge discounts. But on that, you can also, this is what I say about fitting into people's lifestyles. A lot of people travel. I mean, if you pay for something, especially if you're dropping money up front, you want to be able to get what you're paying for. So on our prepaid options, we offer a 3-month hold, up to a 3-month hold on those memberships. So if you got something going on, you got hurt, your family, you got to go on vacation, whatever. Even if it's just 1 week, we can put the membership on hold. You can pick it up. You got the same amount of time left over that you already paid for when you pick back up on that hold option.
That's really cool, because I know a lot of gyms aren't like that. I mean, sorry, I don't want to call your place a gym. I know a lot of
Places
clubs.
to exercise?
Yeah, places where there are fitness activities. I know a lot of them are just like, it doesn't matter, just come back when you're healthy, that kind of thing. Or my favorite is when you want to quit and you have to sit down with I would like to call them like a guidance counselor. Like, you don't want to quit. You want to stay here. But no, I haven't been here in months. No. You definitely need to
Or
stay.
the ones where you have to give them a 90-day notice.
And then
Or
pay
you have to
cancellation
move
fee
away.
Right.
and
There's
cancel
one-
your credit card.
Yeah, there's one you have to if there's a club within like 90 miles, you can't quit.
Yeah.
It's like a hostage situation.
No, it's exactly it.
It
But
is.
we're not like that. We have our retention rate is pretty high as well. So I mean, we don't. I think we're over a 90% retention rate from when we opened. So the people that cancel at HIITFit, it's because they moved. Honestly, they moved out of state and there's no way they can make it here. So we've had a lot
Back
of
to
loyal.
Oklahoma.
Yeah,
Well, I
we
think
have
that's a testament to what you guys are doing business-wise, because it's one thing to get members,
Right.
and sometimes there's salespeople that are really good at getting members, and it's another thing to actually keep the members. So that's really important, and a lot of people don't think about that. They're like, we can do all this marketing, we can do all this advertising, we know all these people, we can get all these people to join, and we can make all this money. But wait, we have to keep them.
You
We
have to
keep
have a
them
good
for long
product.
time.
Right.
Yeah, not just a week or 2 weeks. You got to keep them forever.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, and it's gotta, they've got to want to come into that place, and they've got to feel welcome. They have to feel welcome when they walk through that door. I tell people all the time, I said, man, the hardest thing, just psych yourself up to getting through the door. I'll psych you up the rest of the way. That's my job. I'll get you psyched up throughout the class. Just get into the club. I mean, we have people, like I said earlier, we have people from all types of different walks of life. We have children. We have very athletic people. We have people that are just starting their fitness journey. We have people that are in their 70s. So we have a little bit of everybody that works out there.
Do you guys specifically do anything to keep people motivated? Certainly, you have 250 people. That's a lot of personalities to deal with. So you may have 50 of those people who have other things going on in their life, and they're not able to make it in, and not make it in. Do you do anything specifically to help keep people engaged, or?
I think, honestly, I really think that our product just speaks for itself. We have 10 trainers. I firmly believe that our 10 trainers are the best trainers in Columbus. And
At what they do. At what they do. We're not
at boxing and boot camps and stuff.
Yeah,
And honestly,
exactly.
people keep coming back because I feel like it's their 1 hour break from their day. Like, we have this girl, Kristen, she has 3 kids under 3, and she comes in and she's like, thank God, this is my 1 hour alone. I get away from the twins. I just want to work out. And it's people's time to get away from this, get away from work, get away from
it's their
whatever.
break from reality. It really is. Past places that I've worked for, I was in charge of trainers, and I would see just bad attitudes. They would be like, one person walked into the class, say it's snowing outside, and only one person walks in. There's like, oh man, I got to train this one person. I just get really bummed out about it. It's the complete opposite. If we have one person, we're like, yeah, hey, like, how you doing? Like, let's get.
Well, and so
let's
that's
get
kind of
going,
my question is, it's one thing for you to be able to realize as business owners, you got to bring your A game every day. Every time you work with, whether it's one person or a group of 20 people, you got to be on top of it and be motivational and inspirational and keep these guys engaged and excited so they want to come back and be fun. Even if you're having a crappy day, you got to turn that off, leave that at home, and come up and show up. But if you have 10 trainers, talk about, like, how do you manage them, or are they just so brilliant that you just got lucky and said,
No,
hey,
well, I mean,
That'd be a terrible answer because, they're just that brilliant.
yeah.
there's a
I'm
hard.
blessed. We got the best.
We really do have a pretty solid vetting process. I mean, we've had people try out as trainers. I mean, we're kind of in the process right now where we're needing another trainer, but
Yes, if there's any people listening, come try out to be a trainer at HIITFit. We would love. Come take a class. Come check it out. Come talk to Rob and I. We are looking for more trainers.
I could use him on the show. Take him. He would love to do it.
You look
I'm
athletic.
always looking for
Wrestler.
yeah.
Come
we
on
had
in.
we would just I mean it just some people they just don't have that. They don't have that attitude, the good, just a solid personality, just being nice, energetic, and being a people person. You know, it doesn't mean that you have to be a salesman. I mean, our trainers aren't selling the memberships. They are just, our trainers aren't selling the memberships. They're there to just put on a great workout for the members that are in there, and they all have a great attitude. And to give our trainers their props where it's due, they also have a ton of experience. I mean, when you combine all the trainers and us, I mean, you're talking about 100 years of experience between everybody, all of us. So I mean, our trainers, like she said earlier, they really are the best in Columbus of what they do. They're great.
Well, you said something about the lady that had the 3 kids, and that was her hour. Mm-hmm. The thing that I always read, especially when it comes to entrepreneurship, the mistake a lot of people make is they grind and grind and grind to the point where they burn out. And one of the things that people need to know is if you start a business, you owe yourself 1 hour a day. That is your hour, and that is supposed to be your self-care, whether that's working out, whether it's reading a book. But if you don't get out and do some form of exercise, you're going to be run down. Mm-hmm. Like, you have to release that tension, because there's a lot of tension. I mean, you guys work together, you know what I mean. There's a lot of tension in having a business and not relieving that stress somehow. Mm-hmm. And you can almost take it too personally. So your classes you can fit somebody in an hour, so they can get in and out.
Yeah, so all of our classes are 1 hour long, so we can get somebody in and out, whether it's a boxing class, a boot camp, a kickboxing class, or a hybrid class. So that's actually something I haven't mentioned yet. Our most popular class is actually a boxing boot camp. So the first half an hour is boxing, then you're going to go right into boot camp, second half an hour. So it's like 2 completely different workouts in 1 hour. So that is definitely our most popular class. You're always going to do a 10-minute warm-up. With boxing, you're going to do 5 rounds of boxing. You're going to get a 1-minute break, and then you're going to go right into boot camp. So with boot camps, that's just like circuit training. You might use the battle ropes, box jumps, rower, treadmill. We've got a sled that you can push on the turf. People like to do that. So it's just circuit training.
Those are the best.
They are, especially when
Michael loves those.
No, seriously, like when I watch people, like it'll be on Instagram or Facebook, and I watch somebody with a sled.
#HIIT.
Yeah, and I'm just like, that's kind of like Rocky, where he's like, everyone's sitting in that big wheel wagon, and he's just pushing. That's the same thing as a sled. I love it.
I love it.
And we also do every single class. I like to throw this out to every potential prospect that comes into HIITFit, because anybody that works out, you'll plateau if you're doing the same thing over and over and over. So what I've noticed in the past at places that I've worked for, trainers that were even popular, their classes are exactly the same thing. You got the exact same thing over and over. And at HIIT Fit Club, you're getting a completely, entirely different workout every single class that you take. Whether or not say I'm teaching 2 classes back to back, and you're taking both of those classes. Say they're both boxing. They're going to be a completely different workout for 2 totally different classes. It's not going to be the same combinations. It's not going to be the same exercises. Same with the boot camps, and each trainer has they have a lot of knowledge, but they also we give them a lot of leeway to make their classes their own. I mean, obviously there's an hour-long format that they have to stick by, but throughout that time they're allowed to play with it and make it their own and have their own individuality in their classes.
You spoke to me a little bit about something during the break, that this is the month, this is New Year's resolution time. Now, I know the month is kind of getting away from us, but there are people, this is the first time I haven't been inundated with mailers and seeing things on TV about classes. So why don't you tell people, you have a January special? We
do. So all of our prices are discounted, I mean, extremely discounted at the moment. So bulk classes are 5% off right now. Our month-to-months are discounted at 10%. And our 6-month prepaid options are 15%. And if you want to make a real commitment to yourself and you want to commit for a full year up front, it's going to be 20% off. So
nice.
Yep, and that's actually, all those prices are on our website. And also a really nice thing about our bulk classes that I don't think we've touched on is that we offer 5, 10, or 20 bulk classes, and those don't expire. So that's super nice for college students or people, there's a lot of people who have multiple gym memberships and they just want to take boxing Saturday morning once a week and that's it. So if you buy 20 classes, that's going to last you pretty much half a year. And if you go on vacation, it's fine. You're not going to lose any classes. You're not going to lose any money. So that bulk class option is great.
Every membership option we try to tailor it to people's specific needs. We have single memberships, and we have what we call double memberships. So it's 2 people. I don't care if it's 2 friends. It doesn't have to be 2 people living together.
Roommates, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever.
We have a double membership option, and then we have a. There you go, you guys come in.
I already see him once a week. I don't want to go to the gym with him either.
I don't want to watch you push on a sled.
We're sledding that.
And we also have a family option as well. So up to 5 people from the household come in. You got a big family, come in and join up the whole family. So.
You kind of touched on your clientele and describe the atmosphere there, because it seems like it would be, if it's not your typical, I got my headphones on, I'm doing my own thing, it seems like you'd all have to kind of be pulling the rope together, right? Your class, the people in your classes build a bond with each other because they want to take other classes with them, right? So can you address that?
Yeah, totally. So I always tell the new people that you are going to make friends. Everybody, I'm not even joking, everybody is friends. They'll text each other and plan which class they're going to. Everyone is so welcoming. They motivate the new people. They tell them what it's like. And I think what's just so cool about it is that we all know each other's names. There's fun music. There's no judgment. There's no, like I said, stuck up attitude. It's just it's positive. It's motivating. I mean, and I think that stems from us and the trainers, and it just trickles down to the members. Everyone,
Culture.
Yeah.
No, that's Ryan put it best. It's a culture. It really is. HIIT Fit Club has a unique culture that I haven't experienced in any fitness club or gym that I've ever
You've made
been a part of.
That's the cool part, is you made your own culture and you base it off of your own, what you would want to see.
Right.
Instead of the corporate version, which is sell these people personal training or sell them memberships, you're more involved in somebody's life. Which
Yeah, we
gotta
actually
be
care.
Nice.
Which is what we wanted. That's what we always envisioned.
They're not just a number to us. I mean, like Kristina said earlier, we know everybody by name. We're saying their name nonstop throughout those classes. I mean, you're gonna hear.
What do you mean, like, Chris, pick up your shoes? Like what?
I mean, every trainer's a little different, and every person's a little different on what motivates them. Like me, my specific style, I don't really call people out. It's not my style. Hey, good job, Kristina, you're doing great. Pick it up. Just pick it up. It's things like that. So I'm not. Now we do have trainers that like to call people out, but it's more in a joking sense, and it works for their personality.
Accountability,
Yeah.
And it works for their personality too. They're not doing it to be a jerk. They're laughing. The members are laughing at them, and it's every trainer has a unique personality and a unique thing that they bring to when they're conducting a class. So.
A question I have is, there is another place that it's not, they do boot camps and these kind of things, but it's more, the trainers there are super aggressive. So you'll see a lot of people that, I'm not going to name the place, but I just know somebody that teaches that, and it's like, one of the things they say is, if you're not getting hurt, we're not doing our job. And I thought that was a very strange way to do. Believe me, if I didn't hear it out of their mouth, I would think that's very strange. But people are putting their health and their bodies on the line with you. You have to take care of them, right?
It's exactly right. I mean, we have people that walk in and they're genuinely scared. They'll know that we do boxing, and they haven't figured out yet that that they're not going to get hit. They're not going to get punched, and they're not going to have to put headgear on or a mouth guard or anything like that. You have to. And then there's other people that they just haven't worked out in so long that they're intimidated. I mean, getting through that door was just a big step for them. For us, we're not the type of people that can call people out. Our trainers don't either. I mean, we try to do it in encouraging and positive. Everything's positive with us in our encouragement.
So it's not a hardcore environment. It's hardcore in terms of the work that you're
Yeah,
going to
the
do, but
workouts are hardcore.
it's not to punish you. It is to take every different person's lifestyle into account before they get started, right?
Well, I have one more thing to this, and I'll let Kristina talk, but each class, I tell everyone, I try to encourage them to go at your own pace. Everybody's different, and what's unique about our classes is that you can take it to, you can go as hard as you want. each workout, no matter if you're punching the bags or you're in a boot camp class, you can make that workout as hard or as easy as you want to. I mean, we're there to encourage you and to motivate you, but at the same time, we can modify if there's an exercise that somebody can't do. You know, we're not going to be like, hey, do it anyway, suck it up. I mean,
Like, if someone's really competitive, they can be competitive. If somebody just wants to show up and get away from life, they can do that.
And that's what
Exactly.
you figure out too, is what we were saying earlier with different people, that competitiveness. You know, if it's somebody that has a wrestling background or was a football player or something like that,
He's really
that's
great at softball.
or really great at softball, we're gonna be,
Thanks,
you
Rob,
know,
for throwing that in.
Yeah.
we'll throw out, we'll sound more like a coach, and and work on them a little harder, but it has to be tailored to each person. So
Who is the? I want you to answer this separately. And the unfortunate part is I don't have a way to cordon this off so you can't cheat. Who's the ideal person that you're looking for as a client?
So the ideal person for me, I would say it doesn't matter what age. I would just say somebody that wants to make a commitment, somebody that wants to come 3 to 4 times a week, comes in, tries their best, has a positive attitude, and just keeps coming. I would say is my ideal client.
my ideal client's pretty much anybody that has a heart and that's a beating heart. Honestly, any human
out there, we're here.
Let me rephrase that. Any human with a human heart. But we have you walk into a class at HIIT Fit Club. It's the diversity. You'll see it right off the bat. I mean, it's
about half and half men, half women.
Yeah.
I would say the majority of people are between 30 and 55. What do you say?
I'd say the majority.
And
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys have people who came in, maybe a friend drug them in, and they're like, I don't want to be here, I don't want to do this, and then they end up loving it and telling their friend, where you at? Come on.
Happened last night.
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
Is
We
that-
have a referral program as well, so we encourage our members to bring people in. If a member brings in somebody and they sign up and become a member at HIIT Fit Club, that member brought them in gets a month free. So
How have you guys, other than the people that you knew and you've networked with in that community, how have you let people know that you're out there? I mean, I see your Instagram account. Once we started following each other, it was like every other day. I get more notifications than I do for my daughter, but that's not a bad thing. But when you're not at capacity yet, right?
No.
So you could always add more. What have you done to let people know? Because it is I'm not going to say it's the newest concept, because some of these things have existed in one form or another. It's either boxing, boot camp, any of that. But since you have them all kind of on the same grounds, how have you let people know that you're there? That's the toughest thing, is to get people to
Marketing,
understand what
it can be hard work and it's expensive too.
Exactly.
is.
Marketing,
It coming on radio shows? Is that how you do it?
Yes, you having us here, but really, especially being a startup business, we have basically done all of our marketing with no money, less than $200, I would say, in the past year and a half.
But you've created your own content.
But we've created our own content. We're very engaging with our members. We follow all of our members. We highlight them. We spent hours, I would say about 2 or 3 hours every day in the summer, passing out 1 week free passes and going around neighborhoods, trying to do local sponsorships with other.
So like when you make your
businesses.
passes and when you make your media, when you make website, all that kind of stuff, do you guys create that? Do you outsource it?
So we do all of our own media. We use Vistaprint, so that would be included. The 1 week free passes would be included in the $200 that we use to budget. Our website, no, we did not design our own website. That was actually just through a company, my mom's company, actually.
And one of the reasons I was asking though is because people that are listening, or somebody who is thinking about starting their own business, I mean, a lot of times you can get overwhelmed with all these things. I need business cards, I need flyers, I need a website, I need a logo and branding and all that stuff. You can learn and you can create and you can have fun with, or you can get an investment and hire someone else to do it. But you're saying you guys did all that stuff in house.
Well, and a majority of the prospects that walk through the door, honestly, is Google. We spend a lot of time on Google. If you Google us, you're going to see a lot of pictures. There's a lot of we pay attention to our Google Insights. I mean, I'd say the vast majority. I mean, we have a lot of people that come in because of social media tags and things like that as well. But it's all kind of free marketing, I should say. Google's a big
we
part.
call it guerrilla marketing, in the 60s or 70s.
There you go.
That's what you guys are doing, and that's what's cool is you're putting out your own content that you're making. You're not staging it so it looks cool. It's not like a hamburger commercial where it's like, look, this came right off the grill. You're at, like, the pictures that I see are your members.
Right.
But they're also wearing your gear. So the hashtags and all that stuff help. But I'm actually seeing your members participating in your...
And it's got to be authentic, and I know that you talked about that with Brittany from BB Aesthetic.
Yeah.
We did a giveaway with her, actually, and we've had people come in, and they're like, I don't know, I saw you guys on Instagram because of BB Aesthetic. So it's really, like, just working with your community.
Networking. And
Yeah, networking, it really is, I would say. And we utilize our members. So we have a girl right now who just graduated college who's amazing at graphics.
Shout out to India.
So she's been helping us with graphics, and she's a member. She wants to do it because, one, it's helping her resume, and two, it's helping us, and we're friends. Same thing with our logo.
Yeah,
We had one of our friends, he lives right around the corner from the club. He made our logo.
Thank God he did.
And then also,
the Superman symbol.
yeah, a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I see your guys' symbol everywhere. Like, what is this? I see it at Kroger. I see people like, what is this? And then but that makes me happy, just knowing that people are like recognizing our symbol, because we have spent hours and hours
give
and
a
hours.
spray paint can to Michael, and he'll run around
Oh,
Harrisburg.
yeah, I'll tag
Tagging
it.
everything.
For sure.
Bridges,
Perfect.
He used to do that back in the
overpasses.
80s all the time.
Yeah.
Like some blue and gray paint
I'm
in a
just
little bit.
carrying around my big ghetto blaster.
Boombox.
Well, go ahead. You were gonna say.
I was gonna say, but one thing that we have not talked about is our sign. So I don't know if you on the website shows it, but we have this huge, like the size of this room, bright blue sign of our logo, and at night it just lights up. Like a lot of
real
people
pretty.
too.
It's gotta make you feel good.
I love
It's
it.
gotta make you feel great that you see.
It's like a sign that you would
Yeah.
see in Vegas. Like, it's just huge. And people will come in all the time and be like, I was just driving by and I saw your big, huge sign and people boxing inside, and I just wanted to know what this was. So I will say that also our sign gets us
Yeah,
a
a lot of drive-by
lot
traffic.
of people coming in, because it's beautiful. You guys gotta check it out.
We should have led with the big blue sign. Tell people again, because we're running out of time. Let them know, how can they find you on Instagram, and how can they find you on the web?
All right, on the web, it's just HIITFitnessClub.com. 2 I's, don't forget that, 2 I's in HIIT. Instagram, HIIT Fitness Club. Facebook, HIIT Fit Club. You should follow us on Instagram, because we're always doing giveaways, specials.
Mention the sled.
We have a sled.
There we go.
We have a sled that you can push.
Or pool.
If you follow us on Instagram, we will let you push and pull the sled for free. So,
I'm doing it.
but yeah, that's basically it.
So come in and see us, guys.
Well, thank you. And again, being this is our first married couple that works together, this has been pretty good, Ryan. They didn't bicker or fight in the lobby or in here
I
on
was
the
saving
way
that
out.
for outside.
Yeah, I don't care what they do after the show's over. They can do whatever they like. But I really appreciate you guys coming on. And,
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, we
I'm
really appreciate you having us. Thank you.
I'm sure that as this gets going, we'll have you back to see where you go 6 to 8 months from now.
Awesome.
love that.
Love it.
All right, you've been listening to 101, brought to you by Whiteside Chrysler Dodge Jeep, and we will see you next weekend.